Ah, friendlies, I hope you heard that. I hope you hear me now. I hope everything is great, because it is Tuesday night. It is 9 o'clock. It is time for a little rain dance bushcrafty magic. So, welcome to this. Welcome to the Bevies, Blades, and Bushcraft live stream, where we somewhere have bevies. We're going to talk about some blades, I'm sure, and we're going to talk about some bushcrafty stuff. I forgot to bring down my tea and my water, so for the bevies, it's going to be a little tight in here, but that's okay. I have something kind of interesting for the, at the 10 o'clock free-for-all. Stay, okay? Just stay. And, yeah, so... we're the 5th of September. September is one of the 2 finest months in the year. So let's get on with it. Tonight I have a cool reading for you. Excuse me. It's from Kephart's classic. I'm holding it up for you. Classic tome. This is Camping and Woodcraft. It's a handbook for vacation campers and travelers in the woods. What we're talking about is specifically the How to Walk section of the 13th chapter, which is forest travel, keeping a course. So, before we get to the show, I just want to do the usual housekeeping. That's the part where I say, if you're watching this time shifted to tomorrow or next week or next month or next year, thank you. I do love knowing that your eyes are on my content after the fact. I love seeing the comments pop up after the fact, and I think it's great that you guys are watching, guys and unisex guys, you people are watching, even though you can't after the fact take part in the side chat. Makes me feel all warm and fuzzy inside. So if at any point tonight you really, really love what's happening, I invite you to hit that smiley thumb. If at any point tonight you kind of hate what's going on, that's all right. The frowny thumb works just as well. And if you want to take a more active role in helping to keep the lights on this channel, as several in the side chat already have, I invite you to check out the join button. Click the button. You'll see that there are 2 tiers of membership, as well as what each tier gets you for your hard-earned money. And now, what is happening in the world of bushcraft and YouTubing this week? I only have 2 stories, because time. The first is... sort of from the what the hell file, the Bushcraft haute couture brand Uberleben has released an interesting product called the Tindår Tipi. It's a pack of 3. What the hell is that? It's an easy to assemble little pyramid of dried tinder material you can use to start fires. So it boasts a 3-minute burn time and a perfect balance of airflow and combustion. That's me actually quoting the website. It's a great solution for anywhere you can't find tinder, like sticks and dried leaves, I guess. And it's $16 for 3. So there's that. Second, I saw an interesting story at an ABC affiliate in the States about how the heat wave we've been seeing across much of North America, and let's face it, elsewhere as well, is kind of only having a small effect on the camping, it seems. Well, the campgrounds, at any rate. According to a horribly proofread story on the ABC6 Minnesota website, the numbers of campers hitting the parks and the campgrounds not really affected. One thing that is changing is, with burn bans and everything, it's affecting firewood sales in the parks and the campgrounds, with people opting instead for little charcoal burners or little gas stoves or what have you. Links for both these stories are in the show notes below. And of course, none of that is sponsored content. So before we get to the reading, who the heck is hanging with me tonight? Who we got? Oh, I'm thirsty. I wish I hadn't forgotten my drinks. Who we got? We got 18 people already. Nice. How many thumbs ups does that count? 10 thumbs ups. That's okay. That's okay. You're hurting my feelings, but you know, I bruise easily, but I heal fast. So I'm gonna go back to 11:41 a.m. Tenenbaum is popping in. He popped in way early. I mean, the thing is, it's late where Tenenbaum lives. Saying, I wonder if I can stay awake enough to attend. These past few weeks I've been out cold by then. Yeah, that's legit. I mean, you know, it's back to work and everything, right? Did not open up jamming on the bass because I used that amp for the wedding gig I was at on Sunday, and it's not back here yet. Russell has his Scotch and Innocent Gun ready. Oh, I got to get me some Innocent Gun. I may have to do a runner to Hawkesbury, get a little Innocent Gun. I also have Scotch for tonight. I have kind of an interesting little combo. Grace popping in. How's it going, Grace? By the way, I forgot to mention that Russell is a channel hero, as you can tell by that icon. Speaking of channel heroes, there's Christy. Hello and happy Tuesday, everyone. Got your Scotch ready too. Nice to know. Should I tell you guys about my Scotch for tonight? I will, but just give it a sec. We got Canadian in the house. Nice to see you. Canadian and I have been talking tools of late. I really do want to. I remember in the last live stream I was saying I'm thinking of going all Milwaukee and all this stuff. Man, I've been thinking about it ever since. I gotta like sell a kidney or something so I can just retool. A Canadian is unfortunately hooped as well. Sorry to hear it. I hope you can stay awake for long enough to say some cool stuff and then maybe drift asleep. Wow. Canadian spent the weekend cleaning 30 years of stuff out of the garage. A full dumpster's worth. Find anything interesting in there? Christy says, that's a load of crap. Tenenbaum is, in fact, still awake. Nice to see you. Did you take a nap, or have you just been soldiering on tonight? David Evans in the house. Channel hero, as you can tell by that icon. Also a channel mod, so be careful. Be respectful. Otherwise, he'll drop the hammer on you. I really am thirsty. There's me telling you guys I'm almost ready to go. Grace is cleaning the basement. How the hell did we accumulate so much stuff? I'm cleaning the basement too. Although I was cleaning the basement, and then I demolished a closet up on the top floor, and then I had to patch the floor and clean all that up and all that stuff. So then I was going to get started on this basement again, but just to make this god-awful weekend that much better, 3 a.m. the fiddler and I get back. This is 3 a.m. Sunday morning, okay, because what happened was we didn't do a Friday gig this week. We did a pub gig on the Saturday out in the West Island, which is kind of a suburb area of Montreal, and came back. And then like at 1 p.m. the next day, we had to rocket off to a town just up north to play a wedding. Weddings are you show up, you set up, and then you pretty much twiddle your thumbs for like 3 hours while the wedding happens around you before you're ready to, before you're ready to actually play. So anyways, 3 a.m., fiddler and I get home, and he sleeps in that room behind me. See those doors? When he's here, we didn't have time to set up the bed before going to the gig, so we were setting it up at 3, and we noticed water seeping up through the floorboards in there. It was like, this is a tomorrow Jesse problem, so went to bed. And now the wall in there is all open because one of the pipes is leaking, and we need the city to come and turn off the mains. But before they can come, we need somebody to come and break the concrete. This is going to be expensive, and it's going to take a while. But anyways, so I will be rebuilding that wall and floor before I can get back to organizing this basement. So those of you who are actively organizing, you have my envy. For two reasons, really. One is because things getting in the way, but also I think I mentioned this before, like I'll walk into the basement with this, full of intention, and I'll see the enormity of the job ahead of me, and I'll just freeze. I deeply wish that didn't happen, but it's something that happens to me a lot. Like when I, specifically around organizing, I seem to have like a block around organizing or something, because it's a huge job. I've thrown away tons of stuff over the past month, but there's still so much to do. So yes, all that to say that I'm also sort of organizing. Hold on. Russell stepped away to count the number of steps he would take when he was away. How many steps is that? Did you get your 10,000 steps today? How many steps did I get today? I'll check that later. Linda from Lipstick Lodge is drinking blueberry tea, but you need to sleep early, as in consistently up around 3 a.m. Yeah, that sucks. Don't like that at all. David also wants to know how many steps Russell got in, as does Grace. Russell stepped away again to add a few more steps. There's Kelly. How's it? Whoops. There's Kelly. Kelly is a channel hero, as you can tell by the icon. And also, who else? Country Boy is also a channel hero. Thanks, David. That's not very... Oh, Kelly is sitting out by a campfire tonight. I love it. I wish I was sitting out by a campfire. I always wish I was sitting out by a campfire. Like, I spend all my time pining for the pines when I'm in the city. How's it going? Excuse me. How's it going? Hike with Mike. Country Boy says that hunting season starts on Sunday. Is that rifle or bow? That's as close to gun talk as we're going to get tonight. But yeah, I definitely miss hunting. I liked being in the woods and, meat for the table that doesn't come from a plastic wrap at the IGA or the Provigo or whatever Provigo is called outside Quebec. Loblaws. Skip. Oh, what the heck? That was weird. Okay, so I clicked that and then I hit enter. No, I don't want to hit enter again. But yeah, hi Skip. Christy is saying hi to Scott. And well, Christy's saying hi to everyone. Christy's very social. David Evans is doing the God's good work by reminding everyone to hit that thumbs up. There we got Whiskey Harbor in the house. How's it going? How are you tonight? We've also got Marcus. Lipstick Lodge. Linda said Kevin Callan had an interesting guest on tonight. Roy McGregor. A lot of you missed it. Yeah, I totally missed it because I can't. Kids and everything. But I knew he was doing a whiskey fireside chat with Roy McGregor. I saw it on his Facebook. So I'm looking forward to seeing that. I think that's going to be interesting as hell. Because Roy's got a book out. A new book. Hold on. I'm just sort of... Yeah, it looks like several of you saw it. Nice. So I'm going to enjoy it. Hey, there is Al. Al, I'm going to show you the whiskey I have for tonight. So I finally found this again. And Al, you know exactly why I wanted to buy this, right? So that I could A/B it with this. Now, I shot a video on about these two. This weekend, I think. Oh, Monday, I think, because it was Labor Day. So I shot my compare and contrast. So at 10, when I'm doing the whiskey, I'm going to pour a small dram of each of these, and I will do a little recap of that video. Okay. That's my 10 o'clock plan. Now, the green, the regular green, not the island green, is a 15 year. So at 15 minutes to 10, somebody remind me to pour it. When I Al has thoughts about the island green. So when I saw this at the duty free in the Montego Bay airport, I was like, got to do two things: one, buy one, and two, send a picture to Al. To Al. So that's what I did. Who we got? We got Shawnee in the house. Nice to see you. 12, 13, 13. I do not know what's going on. Did I say something that those guys are... Oh, are you guys counting up thumbs ups? I see 12. Now I see 13. Marcus said the H word. The heat is crazy. It was 31 degrees today in September, for land's sakes. Give it a break. Tomorrow night, Linda's going to have a big bonfire, plus a big wine. I love a big bonfire, but man, it is too hot for fires right now for me, man. Poof. You know who's missing? Says Grace. Destiny Fitzgerald. That's who. Yeah, where is Destiny? Oh, there's interesting. Russell is asking, is anyone else getting weird lag, or is it just him? Are you guys experiencing lags? Lags? Lag? Let me know. Skip is having Tito's, peach schnapps, and orange juice on ice. Sounds kind of thirst quenching, actually. I kind of one day for one of these live streams, I'd like to make an old fashioned, like on screen or something, or maybe like a paper plane or something like that. But I have a very long term plan of moving where I'm live streaming from back into that room, so that I'm like next to my fridge, so that I can have the makings for like an old fashioned or a paper plane or a Negroni or whatever near me, because some of these things have to be refrigerated, like say ice, and just like whip up some drinks during the live stream. I think that would be cool. I think it'd be fun. We got Jewish Redneck Prepper in the house. I played a Jewish wedding on Sunday, and man, those are my favorite. Those are my favorite. So much fun. Whenever we get hired for a wedding and we hear it's going to be a Jewish wedding, I get excited. It's just so, like, they've all been fabulous. We've done, I think, 4 of them now. Every one of them has been just fabulous. Okay, Linda, check this. So we bought some IKEA furniture, like some armoire, and for the kids' room. And you have to sort of drill those into a wall, right? And the one for the squeak is on a wall that is a firewall between us and the next house, so it's concrete blocks. So I do believe that I burnt out my hammer drill, drilling into that wall. I do believe. I do hope I did not, but I do believe. Okay, so Russell restarted his browser and thinks it's going better now. That's good. That's good. Look who's here. How's it going, Ron? How you doing tonight? Squeak has a great day. It wasn't really her first day of school. She started last week. She had 1 full day, and like she had 2 little half days for orientation and all that stuff. She had 1 full day, but like today was her first regular school day. She has a great time. She likes it there. Give me 1 second, folks. Mosquito. I didn't want to get what's it called? The virus du Nil, West Nile virus. I'm kidding. I just hate mosquitoes. Raspberry Rock likes the peach schnapps. Okay, I'm gonna tell you this because like Canadian is talking yeesh that blows. I think he might be talking about my story about the wall back there. This weekend was garbage on many, many fronts. One of which was that musically it was fabulous. But as I was getting to my gig on Saturday night, I got a ding from my bank Turns out my credit card had been defrauded for like almost $1,000. So I had to call them. Like, ding, was this you? I said, no. I knew it was my bank because I've gotten this kind of message from them before. And they don't say, like, click here. They say, call the number on the back of your card. And I said, no, that was not me. So then, but I mean, I was starting. Like, I didn't have time to call them before going on stage. So I was like, oh. So my first set, I was worried the whole time. And so I wasn't having a great time. I was playing well, but, like, I didn't have the energy up. And one of my friends from work came to see us, and when we had our set break, he said, "So, what's with the energy tonight?" And I said, "I got to go deal with my bank right now." So, anyways, I mean, I don't have to pay the money because it was clearly fraud, but I don't currently have a credit card, which means that due to the billing cycle for memberships to channels, it may look like I've just dumped a bunch of channels, but it's actually that my credit card is gone. So when I get my credit card working again, I will rejoin the channels. And I'm saying this on the live stream because Russell is one of those channels. I'm a member of his channel. I just currently cannot pay the membership this month. This affects many, many things. Many things. So hopefully the replacement card comes very soon so that I don't lose like my Netflix access or anything. I just found money in this book, but I can't spend it. I think I showed this to you guys before, right? That's what $5 American gets you in Jamaican dollars. But I've been using it as the bookmark in this book because I took this book to Jamaica to read. I like to reread it every now and again. The reading for tonight, we'll talk about it. Look who's here. How's it going, mister? How you doing? Where are you tonight? And are you anywhere near Mrs. Peanut Trucker? David, there is a cutoff, but it's slipping. There's a couple of things that have to be replaced in there. And in order to do that, they have to cut off the water so that we don't flood the hell out of the basement when he cuts off the piece of pipe that the valve is on. Crap like this makes me wish I was still renting because this is going to cost a lot of money. Oh, yeah. I love what Russell just said here. It says part of his motivation problem is seeing all the tasks that go into a project, and it just seems overwhelming. Absolutely. So many things, so many projects take forever for me because it's just the getting started part that just stops me. And then when I finally just like, I got to do this, and I start, and the things start to sort of fall one after the other, and it's like, okay, I'm further than I was, and took. It's just like what I was talking about when I burnt out my damn drill at lunchtime today. I hate drilling into concrete because it's hard, and like sometimes the drill moves and everything. So like I procrastinated for almost half of my lunchtime and said, I got to get this done. It's got to be done. So why don't I just do it? So I forced myself to go get the drill out, do the blah, 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 and now it's done. It's done. I don't understand why, like, I can't see past the insurmountable parts, because we always surmount them, right? In the end. But yeah, man, we're living the same life sometimes, Russell. Hey, look who's here. How's it going, mister? How you liking that new canoe of yours? Guess it's not really still new, is it? I don't know. How long does a canoe stay new, Dennis? Wow. You only did 5.5 clicks today, but you're under 230 pounds. I like it. I got to get back into... I'm using up a lot of calories, but not enough to really see massive weight loss or anything. Like I lose a pound. Then maybe I'll lose 2 pounds. And then if I play a gig or I have 2 weeks in a row where there are a lot of birthday parties and I put the pounds back on. It's very frustrating. Yeah, I missed the coffee chat. I knew that that the coffee chat was going to happen, but it was starting as I was leaving for the wedding gig. So, it bugs me. David Evans is doing the Walkin thing again. Nice to see. Nice to see. Russell, how happy are you now that the bugs are mostly gone? Country Boy says a rifle starts on the 10th. Bow's 10 days area, but I don't own a bow either. If I ever get back into hunting, I definitely want to get my bow license. We got ourselves a little Deep Bay homestead action going on. How's it going? How you doing? Sharon? Al the Pal. I love that. I'm going to call Al the Pal from now on. I just want to see. I'm trying to catch up so that I can do the reading. You're up by Minneapolis, trucking south and listening. Okay. All right. Yeah, David says thumbs up or you get the hammer. How late am I? It's 21:31, and okay, so I'm 11 minutes behind. Let's see if I can just sort of. I really get depressed in May. The black flies hit. I just get so dark. I spend most of the winter terrifyingly dark. Once March hits and the sun just starts to peek out a little bit, it's like a huge weight lifts off my shoulders. Absolutely. Hold on. Russell, there's crap tons of Jewish wedding music. Absolutely. I don't know if like Ahura is specifically wedding music, but there's a. Hey, look at that! Can I show this? Thanks, Russell. I got me some $10. When did you do that? 9:24. So I'm not there yet in the Chitty Make chat. Hold on a second. Oh, yeah, Russell says to Dennis, you got to smack that canoe off a couple of rocks to break it in. I'm sure he's done that. Sure he's. Oh, look at that. We got Sean in Alaska in the house. How's it going? You got your roof on yet? I haven't seen any videos over the past week and a bit because I've been trying not to suck at the gigs this weekend. I did not practice a lot before. So the last week or week and a half was very non-YouTube-ish. Russell, Dennis says done and done. Good to know. Oh, Canadian says, wait, where did it go? Sorry. Canadian says that the roof is on. Okay. So I guess I got to get back to watching some stuff. $6 after YouTube's cut. You're absolutely right. Russell needs to rewatch Sean's. Oh, that's weird. Come on, man. Stop it. Need to watch Sean's roofing video. I think I watched it while drunk, so I need to watch it again. Yeah, roof is on. Nice. I like it. Okay, so I'm caught up. So let's do the reading. It's a short one, and usually I do readings for you guys of something I find cool or inspiring. Listen to this, because I have thoughts. So, how to walk. Okay, chapter 13, if anyone wants to follow along, which is the forest travel, keeping a course. There is somewhat the same difference between a townsman's and a woodsman's gait as there is between a soldier's and a sailor's. It is chiefly a difference of hip action, looseness of joints, and the manner of planting one's feet. The townsman's stride is an up and down knee action with rather rigid hips, the toes pointing outward and heels striking first. The carriage is erect, the movement springy and graceful so long as one is walking over firm level footing. But beware the banana peel and the small boy's sliding place. This is an ill-poised gait because one's weight falls first upon the heel alone, and at that instant the walker has little command of his balance. It is an exhausting gait as soon as its normally short pace is lengthened by as much as an inch. The woodsman, on the contrary, walks with a rolling motion, his hips swaying an inch or more into the stepping side, and his pace is correspondingly long. This hip action may be noticed to an exaggerated degree in the stride of a professional pedestrian, but the latter walks with a heel and toe step, whereas an Indian's or a sailor's step is more nearly flat-footed. In the latter case, the center of gravity is covered by the whole foot. The poise is as secure as that of a rope walker. The toes are pointed straight forward or even a trifle inward so that the inside of the heel, the outside of the ball of the foot, and the smaller toes all do their share of work and assist in balancing. Walking in this manner, one is not so likely either to trip over projecting roots, stones, and other traps as he would if the feet formed hooks by pointing outward. The necessity is obvious in snowshoeing. With many, many of these old school authors that we sort of see as pillars of the outdoors community, there's a self-assuredness in the writing that can really come across sometimes as, I don't know how to, I don't know the word I'm looking for. Kind of snooty, I guess. Like, the way, this guy here, the way Kephart talks about, the city dweller sometimes is like, I know people, who live out in the sticks, and they talk the same way about, city slickers and stuff. But here's the thing. Is what he just said about the woodsman walking through the forest true? Or is that his opinion? Because these guys put books together. This was, I believe that this book came out in 1917. Do we have a first edition statement on this? Well, I mean, there's always a first edition statement. This is not obviously a first edition, but you'll always need to put this date of your first edition. And I believe this was 1917. I am taking way too much time to do this. Sorry. No, okay. 1916. See, I don't know anything. I got that totally wrong. But like these guys writing here, Kephart, right? Nessmuk, Henry David Thoreau, and Thoreau, it did not spend his entire life sitting there on Walden Pond. So from him, it's particularly galling. But these guys write about how, the city slicker is fine going down the boulevard. But if he tries to keep that crap up in the woods or to wear that kind of machina or whatever in the woods, whatever, like, he will soon come a cropper kind of thing. And what I'm wondering, and we're sort of shifting into what my question of the week is for you people this week, for you people. Let's go directly into the question of the week, because it's, as soon as I was reminded of that section of this book, I was like, I want to talk about this and I want to ask them. The question of the week, okay? In today's world, do blanket statements, the way these authors put them together, about, in this case, an urban guy's walk versus an outdoorsman's walk or whatever, does that even count? Did it ever even count, do you think? Or was it always just like them giving their, being judgmental kind of thing? I would say unto you, I would invite you to consider that someone like Joe Robinette is as close to a full-on woodsman as we get. I'm not saying he's the only one, but I'm saying someone like that is as close to full-on Kephart level woodsman as we get in today's world, right? I would say unto you that Ray Mears is as close to a dyed-in-the-wool woodsman as we get. I would say to a certain extent, maybe Dave Canterbury, right? Maybe Cody Lundin. What's his name? The Essayist Survival Guide. Why am I forgetting his name? But you know what I'm saying? I mean, these guys. And I'm speaking as someone who used to hunt with 2 Mohawks, right? Because they go on to say, that the Indian is born into this walk and the city dweller may, if he works at it, learn, blah, blah, blah. Do you think that statement about the walk is true? I know that there is a practice of being able to walk silently that I saw in action with my Mohawk hunting partners. But it feels that whenever these guys make statements like that, the city dweller walks one way and the mountain dweller walks another way, it seems that it's always coming across as a judgment call rather than a statement of fact. Like, the city slicker would absolutely die out here in the woods. And very, very seldomly do you hear these guys say that, and so, okay, but, that's where all our books get published. That's where the guns get made. That's where that's where the Pantasote gets put together. I mean, as someone who dearly loves the non-urban environment, but who lives in a very urban environment, I have a hard time with that kind of blanket statement in either way. Either way, I'm not going to call some rural dude a country bumpkin, even if they are. And I don't like it when I'm trying to say that between these two extremes that throw barbs at one another, the truth is always somewhere in the middle. But like, if you guys read statements like that, does it affect your view of the author? Because for me, it kind of does, right? For me, this book is full of knowledge, but every now and again he says something like that just seems more judgment than truth. And so then I'm like, and it sort of, I step back from the book a little bit. Because he probably walked exactly how he was talking about, right? The gait of the woodsman and everything. I get that. These guys are speaking from experience. But how much did their experience, like, we live in a world where dyed-in-the-wool woodsmen can talk to each other online or at trade shows or at like outdoors shows, so they can, there's an exchange of knowledge there that would not have been dreamed of in 1916, would not have been dreamed of when Nessmuk was writing his book, would not have been dreamed of when Thoreau was sitting there on Walden Pond and like espousing from his desk. So does that affect your view of these authors? Do you think that there's truth to what he said in today's world, especially because this is where we live? Like, has anyone noticed, through Joe Robinette videos that he walks, the woodsman way, or anyone like that? I mean, I don't remember what episode it was, but Ray Mears talked about walking a specific way. I think it was one of his North American videos, either the series he did in Canada or the How the West Was Won series. I don't remember, but I do remember vaguely him talking about walking a specific way. Let me try and catch up. Anyway, so there are outdoorsmen, here in the side chat, and there are people who like to camp and stuff. I have never spent a whole lot of time. I should pour that whiskey. When I was still hunting, I worked very hard to adopt the sort of the silent step in the forest. I worked at it very hard. Partly to aid, partly as a usefulness thing for hunting and not scaring off the animals, but partly just to see, just out of curiosity. Okay, this is the green, Johnny Walker green, which I will put on the left. Okay, Johnny Walker green, it's a 15-year. And on the right, I will put the island green. Okay. One thing, 750 ml is your standard Johnny Walker bottle. Your island green, it's a travel retail exclusive. It's a full-on liter, so if you don't like it, it's a daunting error. All right, put those aside. Johnny Walker green, island green. Okay, good. Keep that like that until the 10 o'clock free-for-all. Where was I? Ooh, I smell. Hold on a second. Hold on. So Sean is telling me that the roof is on. Russell is saying he should do readings during his live stream, 50 Shades or something. No. He was rich, so all his freaky shit's weird shit seemed okay, yeah. Dennis is back to editing his Wabakimi trip video. Okay. Nice to, I can't wait to see that. Lipstick Lodge. Linda is sitting on her awesome deck listening to peepers. No bugs. Nice. Some people just naturally write in such poetic prose. I hate those people. I had this discussion with some people at work today because I was planning tonight, and I wonder if people spoke more like this back in the day. Like, I wonder if... Or if, writing really was, like, speaking ex cathedra, and it had nothing to do with the way they spoke. Wilderness edible plants. It is pleasanter to turn now to the wild condiments that our fields and forests afford. Sassafras, oil of birch, wintergreen, peppermint, and spearmint will occur to everyone. Balm, sweet marjoram, summer savory, and tansy are sometimes found in wild places where they have escaped from cultivation. Like, did people really talk more like that back then? Or was it, like, really absolutely, like, literary language? David Evans says, when I walk, I put one foot in front of the other. Seems to work most of the time. Cats walk that way. Linda says to Sean, I could relate to working up high today. I had to paint a high window. Safe use of a ladder, but still scary. Sean says, they had better command of the English language. They were incredibly gifted at description. Yeah. Much like me. I'm really good with description. Like, I can describe. I can totally describe the description. Yeah. Sean says, blanket statements are as true today as they have always been. They are very accurate. He put Mike McQuilton way up there. Yeah. Well, back when he was doing his bushcraft videos, I don't really care about the Jeep videos too much, but yeah, he's very good on screen. His descriptions are very apt. Country Boy says, Rain Dance, it was just poetic judgment. doesn't take long for a city slicker to figure out how to walk in the woods. And if they don't figure it out, it won't be a problem for long. Fair enough. David Owens, thank you for letting me know that it was, in fact, time to pour the scotch. Sean would say that it is both judgment and true. Take 100 people from the city and throw them in the wild. Maybe 5 make it at most. Yeah, that's probably true. Now reverse. 100 woodsmen in the city. Same. Maybe 5 adapt. Yeah, that's very possible. Russell's on his second scotch. He's probably also doing Johnny Walker, but it's probably red tonight. Russell is doing Sean one better. Totally living off the land, maybe 1 in 1,000. Yeah, it's hard to tell, eh? It really is hard to tell how many people would thrive or even survive. I keep thinking about that guy from Toronto who watched a bunch of Les Stroud and Bear Grylls videos, then walked into the forest and died. Country Boy says, needing to eat will teach anyone to walk in the woods pretty quick. Yeah, absolutely. Ah, Russell's going for the innocent gun soon. Nice. 21:51. In 9 minutes, I will give you guys tasting notes of both of these whiskeys. Christy says to Russell, he's doing it backwards. Should have had the Innis first. Unless you're in rebel mode tonight. What is the saying? Beer to liquor, never sicker. Liquor to beer, never fear. So maybe, no. So I think he's okay. It must be enjoyed as a pairing for the scotch, for sure. But I wanted to save it so Jess could watch me drink it. You're such a brat. Such a brat, Russell. Roussel. So did we come to a consensus on whether or not Kephart was just spewing crap with his city slicker versus mountain man walk thing? Did we decide? I don't think we decided. I should make a poll. Can city slickers learn to walk like... yeah, exactly. Russell says I need to poll it. Okay, I'll put out a poll. Just let me... Okay, how will I word this poll? Okay, how's about... Was Kephart spewing judgmental crap when he talked about urban versus woods? Misspelled woodsman. Men's walking. Yes, no, bit of both. Okay. Now, when I say was Kephart, I mean, and I'm including guys like Thoreau and all that stuff. There we go. Spewing is one of the best words in the English language. Prove me wrong. No, I'm not going to prove you wrong. It's not a bad word. Not a bad word at all. Moist is pretty good too. So we're at 21:54. I do wish I brought down my water and my tea. This is thirsty work. Telling you guys, I'll tell you guys something for free. This is thirsty work. Yeah, it is descriptive. It's I remember there used to be kind of an alternative band. I don't know if they were local or just, college band stuff, but they were called Super Chunk. I always thought that was a very pukey name. A disgusting name. Super Chunk. It's a spewing kind of name. It's funny that, it's funny that I keep coming back to these old books. I mean, because I've got a lot of Bushcraft and Woodcraft books, but there's something about these old ones that I just keep coming back to. There's a comfort there. It's kind of like an old woolen blanket or something. The way the newer books just aren't. And the newer books, let's face it, are a whole lot more useful in the 21st century than these books are. Where am I going to find Pantas out, Kephart? Where am I going to find that? And the lead tea that he used for was it lead? Was it arsenic? I'm looking for where the chapter where he's talking about waterproofing like a tarp or whatever. Or was it a tent? I don't know. There was a treatment, and I don't remember what it was because I'm tired, but the treatment was the kind of thing that would give anyone who's remotely health conscious an absolute coronary. Should I bring you on, Russell, or can you bring yourself on yet? There we go. How's it going?
Oops. I still can't use my other browser to do this. So weird.
Yeah, that is.
It keeps coming up and says your mic is the best audio device, and you cannot change it. There's no other audio device.
That is weird.
It's very weird.
Yeah,
hi, Pam.
Oh, hi, Pam. Hold on, I'll just pop that up. You know what? I'll be right back. I'm gonna go get my water because I'm just dying here. Be funny for a sec.
You were waiting. You were just waiting for me, weren't you?
Just waiting.
So incredibly hot here in Ontario today, and tomorrow is supposed to be worse. Like today, I'm not sure what it hit. It was at least 31 Celsius here. Let me bring up my weather thing. And I know just got it at Montreal as well. It probably hit 31. Tomorrow they're saying 33 Celsius. Let me do the thing, 91 Fahrenheit. Or it feels like 106 Fahrenheit or 41 Celsius tomorrow. And sunny, nothing but sunny. It's going to be really, really hot tomorrow. Yeah, just talking about the weather. And I'm still going to get my exercise in tomorrow. I did, it's like 5.5 kilometers. Only made 2 trips today, but.
Actually, was it as hot where you are as it was for me today? Here it was like 31 degrees.
Yeah.
Because I'd say that 5.5 kilometers on 31 degrees is pretty damn good.
Well, no, it was this morning, so it hadn't. I was done I was done by 11 o'clock, so we hadn't hit 31 yet.
Smart man. Hey, Skip is asking for a disco ball. You're on the wrong live stream there, Skip.
It's there.
If you want to put the disco ball on, I guess you can.
I can make it spin. There. This thing is like the best ever. If you want to turn things on remotely, this little guy. I've only got one thing connected to it, which is the disco ball, but I could have up to 2 things.
Up to 2?
Sorry, 3 things. But especially good for something like that because it's plugged in the ceiling. Yeah. Now, who would have thought to put an outlet in their ceiling right at the spot where they may hang a disco ball?
Yeah, that's the kind of thing you tend to see in a garage rather than like a house. Yeah. When I set up in the other room for like live streaming and stuff, I think I'm gonna have to put one in the ceiling in there too.
A disco ball?
No, a plug. Although now I'm gonna have to put a disco ball because we mentioned it.
I'll put it on your wish list.
Yeah. Ian says 32 in London, Ontario. Feels like 40 Yeah. The Humidex really upped what the temperature felt like today for sure. It was gross.
Oh, let me tell you, I took even that. Okay, so this morning it wasn't as hot as it eventually got. It was pretty hot and it was pretty humid, and the poor dogs. I mean,
Oh yeah.
Junebug followed me for the whole way out and back. She followed me. She was like 20 paces behind me. She barely moved from that spot.
Hmm.
And for the second trip, I was like, Junebug, you go inside.
Yeah.
um, it was,
It can be really, really bad for those poor dogs. For
yeah,
sure.
and they're not as young as they used to be.
None of us are, Russell. None of us are.
It's true. Anytime you say that,
Yep.
every time you
Absolutely.
say that.
Yep. David says, you don't have an off-grid cabin unless there's a remote-controlled disco ball.
It's exactly why I sent Sean James that disco ball.
You sent him a disco ball too? I
Yeah.
gotta get one then. I gotta get a disco ball, and then
Well,
we're all gonna
he gave it to
buy
his
some together.
he gave it to his sister. So
His sister? Why?
I don't know. It's the perfect gift for an off-grid cabin.
I think so. And apparently it's the perfect gift for a sister too. Dude, if I gave my sister a disco ball, it would go up in her living room. Just saying.
Yeah.
Christy says they did get some rain, but it was less than an inch. But the dust storm that hit us, I'm still trying to get the dirt out of the pool.
Christy, was it the same rainstorm you were talking about like a couple of days ago, or did you get another rainstorm? Because I think you said it was a couple of days ago. You said it was more than an inch. Is that a revised estimate, or did you get more rain? I'm really curious. Really curious about rainfall in Nevada now. So, Arizona. Why do I keep saying Nevada?
Because they're right next to each other, separated only by a dam.
Damn, Christy.
Joined by the dam, actually. Separated by a
Christy.
lake, joined by a dam.
Damn,
Christy.
Damn, Christy. Is Carol?
Yes, yes. I was going to click that, and I clicked on Christy instead. Thanks for bringing their attention to that, Russell. So first off, we'll go back to hi, Carol. How's it going?
It's Carol.
Carol. So Christy did say, well, it's sunny. Can you run your AC unit during the hottest part of the day?
I can, but you know what's interesting is we're already seeing shorter days.
Yeah.
So while in the height of summer, I would hit batteries full pretty much no matter what was happening. Like these days, I don't.
Right.
So I am being a little energy conscious. Today we hit float mode, so I could have actually run the AC for an hour or two. But
so when is your wait? It's 22:02. Let me do my tasting notes and then I'll ask that question. Russell, when I'm finished, I wanted to ask you, but okay, go.
Oh, I was just gonna go grab my innocent gun.
Go. Okay.
Do your thing.
While you're going, can you hear me while you go?
Yep.
While you're going, what is the hardest month or two of the year? Like, does the reflectivity of snow make the winter less crappy than I think? Or is it really about, the light coming from the sky and the shorter days? Now, while Russell's getting his beer. Oh, hold on. Destiny's here. There's some discussion about Burning Man and Nevada getting hammered by flash floods. Destiny walked in and just sort of machine gunned everyone with a hello, saying hi to everyone here. How's it going, Destiny? Nice to see you. Pam is asking if I've recovered from all the gigs. Well, when I got back from Alberta, I had a honeydew list a mile long, and work was very high octane because I'd been missing days, but the projects don't end later because of that. So I didn't have a lot of time to practice for the two gigs I did this past weekend, but they both went quite well, especially because there were some songs that we'd never played before. I'm just tired. I'm really tired, and it's been a rough little while for reasons that I'm not going to talk about here. But yeah. Yeah, David says, I missed. Sorry. Hi, Destiny, again. David says that the sun is lower in the sky in winter. Yeah, exactly. But I'm looking at it from the point of view of, like, you know how they say that in winter you still have to wear a sunscreen because, come on, cut it out. You still have to wear your sunscreen because, like, light reflects from the snow. So I'm just wondering if that has an effect on the solar panels as well.
Did you do your tasting?
No.
Or your sniffing or whatever?
Okay. So this is the Johnny Walker Green Label, okay? My favorite of the Johnny Walkers. I mean, the blue is also very good, but I have a special place for the green. It just sort of hits the... I think because it's so much more affordable that, like, I can buy this more often. It's got a really nice fruity element, a certain sweetness. There's a spice to it as well. Very nice on the nose. The travel retail, the Island Green. Some of the same notes, but it really gets buried under peat smoke. Touch of the medicinal thing that I don't like, but it's not big enough to ruin the dram for me. So I feel that there's more happening in this. It's more three-dimensional than the travel retail, than the Island Green. So if I go to the palate, as the snooties say, or take a sip, as I say. So that's the Johnny Walker Green Label, the 15-year. Very nice. There's a creaminess, but there's a creaminess that hits the middle of the tongue, and then a spiciness that hits around the edges. Vanilla, caramel, obviously American oak in there somewhere, like bourbon, ex-bourbon casks. Fruity, very fruity. Apples, maybe more of a pear. Something kind of citrusy, but like not a lemon, but like maybe a satsuma or something. And malt, like something bready. It's a very nice dram. Especially for somewhere around the $90 mark, $90 to $96 in Quebec. The travel retail, the liter bottle, Island Green. Hold on, I gotta clean the palate here. Tea's a good drink, Russell.
Yeah, you know what's better? I do that every time you say tea is a good drink.
Mm-hmm. Some of the same notes are there, but they really are lower in the mix than the peat smoke that sort of comes across the top. Nice brininess, a little salt water there. Touch of barbecue, but really more of a peat smoke than a barbecue smoke. A little bit of the medicinalness, but I feel that this is a party trick, whereas this is a good drinking scotch. I mean, I don't hate this. I like it. But as with a lot of travel retail exclusives, meh. And this doesn't have an age statement, so this is not 15 years old. This is probably closer to like 3 year, right? Whereas this, with scotch, you're going to live there, buddy?
And sometimes it just hits the back of your throat in the wrong way.
Yeah.
It doesn't go down the windpipe. It just hits that spot, and it's like burns.
Yeah, I hate drinking on screen for exactly that reason, or on camera for exactly that reason. I'm like, so is this going to go down wrong, or is this going to hit wrong? Yeah, I think that the straight up Johnny Walker Green is better than the Island Green, for sure. Al also does not like. Well, no, I don't dislike this. Al actively dislikes the Island Green. He doesn't like peat smoke though, and the Island Green definitely has way more of that than the 15-year, because this has Talisker in it, which is peated, but it's just like a little touch of peat. Yeah, this is Petey McPeety. So that's enough of me. Yeah, Petey. Hey, look who's here.
Yeah. Jim, taking a quick break at work. Jim needs to. I know he found a new job and he's a lot closer to home, but why is he working at 10 o'clock and having to take a quick break?
Yeah.
Anyway, Jess, to answer your question,
Yes.
you're asking about solar production. I put a picture on Discord under pics, and that's the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10. That's the last 10 years of solar production for our system, our bigger system that Ray and I own. And you can kind of see the comparative production in month to month. The interesting thing you'll notice is December is pretty much as bad as January, which you wouldn't quite guess because January should be the worst month, right? January has the shortest days of all the months.
Yep.
But it turns out it's not just about the length of the day. A lot of it is just the weather. You know, and in December we typically have like 3 sunny days. That's it. The rest are overcast or worse.
Right.
So yeah, a lot of it's just weather. And then somewhere in January, about halfway through January, we start getting nice sunny days again. Like something has changed, and we go from overcast to like those those cold sunny days that we get.
Yes, I sure do.
And then February is usually pretty good, compared to January, December.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah, I always say to people, and it's funny because my my stepmom, she didn't believe me about this because I mean from BC, right? I said like, if it's January or February and you see a bright blue sunshiny day, bundle the hell up before you step outside.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't get any sunny,
warm. Yeah.
Not warm, but mild days. So.
Yeah. Nope. Big Green Moose. By the way, hi. Big Green Moose is also a channel hero. Please check out the icon. This heat wave reminds me of hot summer days 40 years ago when we'd get kicked out of the house at 8 a.m. and have to amuse and cool ourselves all day. Slingshots, sprinklers, and general mischief.
Right.
Those were the days, eh? There was no like.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. There was no Switch, by which I mean Nintendo Switch. You had to make your own fun. Oh, geez, we sound old now. Eh? Now, back in my day, we had to open up the fire extinguisher because we were poor.
God, we had pine cone fights. They'd never allow that now.
Did you guys ever used to do conkers fights, chestnut fights? Right, you had a chestnut on a string and you'd like whack at each other's. Did you ever do that?
Nope, that sounds pretty weird, actually.
I believe it's a British thing, but Anglo-Quebecers do British like no one else. Like I was in an English school, so I mean, conkers was a thing.
Oh God, this is good, Jess.
I will get time to go to
City Girl loves these.
Yeah.
City Girl loves these as well. I saved one for her on the weekend, and she just really enjoyed it.
It's the original, right?
Yep. Oh yeah, you gotta if you're gonna pair it with Scotch, you gotta do original. Although she was also telling me about a rum, like they make a rum version of this, which apparently is available. Okay, I'm still gonna try it because
what I just said was judgmental. I don't like it as much. Exactly. Some people love it. Yeah,
that's exactly what I was gonna say.
Yeah. Yeah. David says, what about blending the island green and the green label together?
Ooh, like manual. Holy crap.
I will blend this way because this is the 15 and this is the island green that I don't like as much.
You're going to come up with something that's just genius. It'll give you superpowers or something. Just start flying around the room and like, holy crap. We're like, what did you do? What?
Actually, it's not bad. It's not bad. It's still got like the smokiness, but it's less. It's toned down.
Yeah. Bazinga.
My sister-in-law has a Bazinga shirt. I think Bazinga is trademarked, isn't it?
Oh, of course it is. I like this shirt because it's nice and light.
Yeah.
It's not a heavy shirt.
Yeah, I would like a light shirt right now because I am sweating like a pig.
You're in the basement too. It's got to be cooler there, right?
Well, it should be, but I had this window open by accident today. So upstairs we had the AC on, but down here it is horrifying. Look at that.
Okay.
Look at that. I'm all like,
I don't want to look at that.
I'm dying.
Pointing at your head? Yeah, I don't want to look at that.
Shawnee's about to have some tea. In which case, in Shawnee's honor,
I don't believe that, Shawnee.
I will say that tea is a good drink.
What do you? How far are you behind? You're a ways behind. You're 7 minutes behind.
Okay, hold on.
Shawnee, come on, break out the scotch, Shawnee. Or you're talking about some cocktail the other night.
Yeah. Which one was that? Raven says, new work hours, 3:30 p.m. to 2 a.m., but only 4 days a week. 3-day weekend. All right. Hey, there's Bido. Bido Manske. How's it going?
Bido, welcome, buddy.
Saying hi to you.
Good to see you.
Yeah. I love what Destiny says here. I would have been mood swinging like a teenager lately. I love it.
I wish ours was. My water tote is down to like 20% right now, which is ridiculously low. I need one of those, like, inch and a half to 2.5 inch rain days, or like 25 to 35 millimeter kind of rain days.
You need an absolute deluge. So, have you ever been in a position where you just don't have enough water, like you have to go out and buy water?
Oh yeah. Well, especially like late fall, or early spring, like early spring when it's not, I can't quite collect water in the tote because we still get freezing temperatures at night. So I've got these 4 jugs over here.
Okay.
For water, these beasts of jugs. They're called Rhino jugs, and I just take them into town, and I get 10 gallons of water, whatever, and I make it last. Everybody
stop. Skip's got to go make a drink.
What are you making, Skip? Schnapps? Schnapps has way too many consonants at the start of that word. I couldn't do it. I went 3 consonants when I typed it out. I was like, screw you, word.
To hell with you,
English.
German word.
English. Oh, it's not. Dang, then we're making it political now.
I'm not getting political. It's more of a cultural thing.
Nope. Okay, this is funny. My mouse, which is now a hand, like this, is right over my mouth. For some reason, I don't know how it ended up there. On my
computer
screen,
is like playing. Yeah.
It's like, whoa, we gotta censor Russell for a minute. That's pretty funny, actually.
Yeah. I just got a message from my fiddle player. He's sampling some whiskeys tonight. So.
Oh, where is he? Come and join us.
No, he's in Calgary.
Oh my God! How did my hand end up over my mouth again?
Yeah,
I didn't put it there.
Destiny is asking David, if you find a World War I gas master in your antique lantern shopping, please let me know. Darn wildfire smoke is back.
Oh, David, when are we going over there? David and I tend to have these late night drunken conversations, and I can never remember what we were talking about. But I know we're going over to that place. Jess, do you want a lantern when we go over there?
Yeah.
You just have to be like online when we go there. So we'll take a bunch of pictures, and you can say like, "Bing," or should we just talk to Marcus?
Well, if you talk to Marcus, I'll end up with a Coleman. I just wish I could go with you guys. I love that stuff.
But I didn't get you a Coleman.
No, I know.
Oh, you need to go to that shop, Jess.
Yeah, I need to go. I'm lost. Where the hell's my window? There he is. Okay.
I thought I saw your mouse flicking across the screen, but no, it's a bug. One of those tiny little bugs.
Shawnee drank all the whiskey. That's why.
But what was it, Shawnee? You had something special.
I love it. Destiny says, be sure to get Jess 2 globes for his lantern, please. Destiny's been watching my live streams for a while. That's like OG level level commenting there.
It's true. So one to break while you're like talking about it, and then one to like put in a safe spot. Yeah. Unfortunately,
it's funny. It's
David.
It's not funny, but it is. It's hilarious.
It's
whoa. You're
not funny for you.
Yeah, it's funny for everyone else. For you, it's just embarrassing. Yikes! 12. Holy snap!
So, David, what are you doing with them?
He lights them up and basks in their gas glow.
I still have this one. I tell you what, I bought this one. I love it. I hung it up there, and it stayed there for the last, like, I don't know, year and a half, 2 years. What? How long has it been? You were here last year, so it was just over a year, I guess. I don't even know what to do with it. What do I do with it, Jess?
You light it. And you turn off all the lights, and you enjoy feeling like it's, 1901, 18.
Let me grab a lighter or something.
But Russell, do you have oil in it?
I don't know what's in it.
Because you want them to wick up before you light them.
I tell you what I'm not going to do is I'm not going to take the globe out of it.
It's a nice one. I really like that one. You made a good choice there. I mean, it's
Marcus.
It's an old version of mine, right? That's a Feuerhand.
I don't know what it is.
It says.
What do I do with it?
It says along the top of the tank there. Probably says Feuerhand.
Oh, it's a. No. I need different glasses.
Oh, David says he's fixing a few of them up with the help of Marcus. Long's Quest is back. Hey, Skip. Okay, so what kind of drink did you make?
I feel like I should be doing. Bring out your dead. Bring out your dead.
Yet. I think I'll go for a walk.
Oh, you're not fooling anybody. Can you help me out here? All right.
Hit him with a shovel.
Yeah, the Führer hand.
It's not Führerhand. It's not Führerhand. It's Feuerhand. Fire hand, but in German. For God's sakes, it's not Führerhand.
Well, I'm just reading it. And here's more writing. Führerhand. Oh, Maiden Führerhand, Germany, NR 275.
Yeah, so it's an old
the globe. Even the globe has it. The glass has it written on here too.
Yeah,
Führerhand.
Yeah,
in Germany.
Absolutely lovely little lantern. Absolutely lovely. Mine, my Feuerhand is the newer version of that. I love those old ones, and the fact that it's got a matching globe is a nice touch for something old. Love it. Now, Russell, David says that's a nice lantern. Don't do it, Jess. What's he doing? What the hell are you doing, Russell? He's retiring the, what the heck is going on in that cabin of his? Oh, I see. He's going to burn down the cabin. And we're all going to get to see it happen. So this wedding we played on Sunday was at a cabane à sucre. We've discussed what that is in English, right? Sugar house? Sugar shack? But here's the thing. It was like a century-old sugar shack that burnt down like 7 years ago. And when they built it back, they built back better. Like, it went from being a little sugar shack with sort of a large, very plain dining room to a sugar shack with a dining room and like 12 event halls. So it's kind of like what my fiddler called a wedding puppy mill. Like, when we arrived to play, it was like, which wedding are you at? Okay, so you're down at the end of the road, like this little lane, the last hall. And it's just like, this is nuts. It's absolutely nuts. How, like, they just dove right into the events, probably because they had to pay for rebuilding the business after a fire. But Jim is out of here. Good night, Jim. David says the lantern will spin. Are you going to spin the lantern? Are you spinning that lantern?
Oh yeah, it's spinning. Absolutely. I'm not gonna light it up because I'll
Okay.
burn my cabin down. But
I thought you were going to light it up. And everything was going to get exciting. Shawnee says the whiskey was tin cup. Oh yeah, I asked you how you felt about that. Straight bourbon distilled in Indiana. Aged in number 3 charred oak barrels. So number 3 is pretty charred. 42% ABV. Cheap, $30. Yeah. It sure as hell ain't $30 here, but it's not unaffordable.
Does it matter about what elevation was bottled at? I mean, that's pretty high, but
some people feel that it has an effect on the liquid. Where the barrels are that it's being aged in does have an effect, much more than anything. Well, let me reseat my brain on this. The things that have a massive effect are where the barrels are sitting, the kind of still, column still versus like pot still, how tall the columns are, what the wash packs are like, all the equipment used for distilling the spirit and for aging it in the oak. The elevation, I don't know if that has an effect. I don't know. A lot of whiskey makers will say, this distillery uses the purest freaking pond water from the angel's, piss bucket or something. And the fact is, at many Scotch distilleries, it doesn't mean anything. That water is only used for cooling the vats, right? Because at so many Scotch outfits, it gets shipped into the bottling plant where it gets watered down to 40%, 43, 46 kind of thing, using municipal tap water, right? So like some distilleries use their mountain water and they bottle on site, and that's what they use. Great, perfect. But for the vast majority of them, this whole sort of purple prose marketing plonky plonk about their mountain water is meaningless. And I kind of feel that where they're talking about elevation, maybe it's the same, but I'm unsure. that side I really haven't gone into. Like, I don't know what effect the elevation could necessarily have. Like, does a Highland distillery make a distinctly Highland malt because they're up in the mountains? I don't freaking know. I know Highland distilleries have a character to them, the same way Lowland ones, Campbelltown, Islay definitely does. The islands, there's another sort of, like, each region has sort of a character to it. But I don't know if elevation really plays into that. Coastal areas definitely do. Place like, Indian whiskey, it ages way faster because of the heat. Japanese whiskey ages way faster. Like in Japan, they finally have rules. They said it has to be 3 years old. It doesn't. I mean, legally it has to be 3 years old. The same as with Scotch and Canadian, but there's no reason for that because in their climate, the whiskey ages at like 2 years. Elevation, I don't know. And this is not a whiskey live stream, so I will shut the funky funk up.
Cheers.
Cheers. Oh, hold on. I'm going to pour the big one because I want to drink that one up faster. It's not as good. I could use
Johnny
this.
says there was...
What?
Sorry, you finish your thought first.
I was going to say, I could use this in like a penicillin cocktail, probably.
And what's in a penicillin? Scotch and other stuff?
Well, you make it with a blended Scotch. You put a float of smoky Scotch on top. There's a ginger honey syrup you got to use, which is why I almost never make a penicillin, because I will never use enough ginger honey syrup within the next month to justify it. lemon, I think, lemon juice.
Okay. Destiny says, or sorry, Shawnee says there was no age statement on this tin cup.
Yeah, with bourbon, it only has to have touched virgin wood, virgin oak. Virgin wood is something different. Like it doesn't even have to have sat in a barrel. There are certain things. I think straight bourbon has to be at least 2 years old. I may not have that right, but for most bourbon, like if it doesn't have one of the, like bottled in bond or straight or whatever, it can be any age as long as it touches wood for 5 minutes. It can be called bourbon.
Ask ChatGPT. Will tell you for sure.
I told you I asked ChatGPT about Rain Dance Bushcraft, and it completely blew it. Right?
It's not gonna. I could ask about Raspberry Rock. It's not gonna know anything about Raspberry Rock, but you can ask stuff like that though.
Yeah.
Like what qualifies as like what? What's the question? Give me a question. I'll ask it.
What is the age requirement for bourbon whiskey?
Bourbon whiskey.
Bourbon. Now, Christy does say that Disco Karen is going to be highly upset if you don't put that back in time for Bushcraft.
Okay, it must be distilled from a mash that is at least 51% corn. It must be distilled to no more than 160 proof.
Yep.
It must be entered into the barrel for aging at no more than 125 proof.
Yeah.
It must be aged in new charred oak barrels. It must be aged for a minimum of 2 years to be called straight bourbon. If it's aged for less than 4 years, its age must be stated on the label.
Right.
ChatGPT. You know what ChatGPT told me earlier?
What?
That horses were not in North America until the Europeans came. First Nations did not have horses.
I believe that.
Hey,
we have no disco ball for Bushcraft. Oh crap!
Well, what's wrong with this? If I figure out how to light this sucker, it will be like a beacon of hope.
Okay, Russell, the way you light it, first of all, you throw in your oil and your wick, and you let the oil soak into the wick for at least an hour before you light it. Then, there's a lever on the side that allows you to raise the globe, which allows you to stick a lighter or a match and light the wick. Then you use the little turny thingamajigger to bring the wick up and down. You drop it down, so you get a nice flame, but not enough that the flame goes out, obviously. And then you lower the globe.
Can I use premium unleaded fuel?
I think they'll run on just about anything, as long as it's like you could use, bear grease, as long as it's liquid, right? I mean, any like oil that soaks into the wick and soaks up the wick. Kerosene, almost anything will work. Darth Vader in the house. How's it going? It's going Darth. Shawnee says she would buy it again when looking for something in budget. It was spiced cinnamon apple is what I tasted. Asked my husband for teeling, and I guess our town doesn't tarry. Man, teeling is something else. I have not tried a teeling that I did not like. Have not. Teeling is good stuff. It's a good distillery.
I like that in Ontario, if we can't find it at the local store, we can at least order it to the local store.
Yeah.
I mean, if they have it at all. Of course, they stopped carrying a lot of things that we really liked. Yeah.
I could do the same. In fact, I just ordered something to be delivered to my local store. I don't remember what it was, though.
Hey, did you those panels you got, those solar panels you got, did you get anything else?
No.
Okay. That's a bit weird.
I was gonna shoot something about them this weekend, but my girls decided they didn't want to come for a hike with me, so we went to the.
Don't shoot anything because there's supposed to be more to it than that. Okay. Yeah, don't shoot anything. There should be something else. I mean, have you called your local post office lately?
Not lately.
This might be a conversation we should have offline.
Okay.
Actually.
Ron is saying hi to everyone.
Hi, Ron.
Oh,
You
it's
can
hot.
run Coleman lanterns on gasoline.
Yeah. I wasn't sure if, like, Russell, do you have one of those Coleman lanterns?
I do not. I mean, I have this lantern. See this one?
Yeah, but that one's an oil lantern. That's a hurricane lamp, hurricane lantern.
Wow.
Like, does Coleman, or did at one point Coleman make like dual fuel lanterns, or was that just stoves?
Are you asking me? Is Marcus still here?
I think Marcus is gonna know the answer to this.
I was going to say, hi, Pam. Pam B is still here for some reason.
Still hanging with
Pam.
us. Still saying cools. Still saying hi. Shawnee is saying you can run it on gasoline indoors. I would not run it on gasoline indoors. For sure, no way.
I would think that any kind of fuel, except for, I don't know. I have a propane stove, but still, I mean, propane or natural gas is probably fine. But
yeah, I mean, gas stoves, right? Although,
exactly.
I'm just going to leave it at although. I'm not going to go any further down that.
Somebody Google it. Okay, I've got chat AI here.
Big Green Moose says Coleman still makes a dual fuel mantle lantern. Because David has a dual fuel one. I could murder a pizza.
No, it's not safe to run. Of course, yeah, it's going to say it's not safe to run anything indoors.
Good old water, nectar of the gods.
Open the water. Oh, hey. But good old innocent gun. The nectar of the more important gods. It's so good, though, Jess. It's so good. It just marries with the scotch, and it's like there's a party happening between them. Like everybody's getting along, and they're dancing, and they're having fun.
Does it marry better with that red label or with the blue label?
Since I am not a scotch guy, I will say yes.
Okay, fair enough. Shawnee says, you guys make me search and look at vintage camping gear for sale nowadays. I haven't bought anything. I am still looking for a couple of vintage items for my vintage camping gear video. Oh my God, these are sweaty. Holy crap.
But why?
Because I want to do the video of like 1970s era camping. I want to do like a totally vintage.
Sorry, I was asking why Shawnee was looking for stuff.
Because it's cool and interesting, both at the same time, Russell.
Oh, but modern technologies have is why we don't use that stuff anymore.
Absolutely, yeah.
Wait, your cans are, my God! Just get these wireless things that hang on your ears. They're very comfortable. You don't look like a stormtrooper.
Radio announcer is what you're talking about. Radio announcer.
Stormtrooper got lost on the way to the beach, kind of thing.
It's radio announcer is what you're talking about.
Nope.
Welcome to All Hits Radio. You know what I hate about Top 40 Radio? Do I have to go here?
I'll add to your list, but you start.
the top 40 things that I hate about Top 40. No, the biggest thing I don't like about Top 40 Radio is, you crank it on in the morning, and like there's this weird enforced jollity going on the radio. Like they're telling stupid jokes and laughing at them, and I'm like, that was garbage as a joke.
All right, can we start at the top with ads, and then because the morning is the time for ads. If they're gonna make money off of ads as a morning, and
the morning drive.
Oh, we only have so many minutes of ads in a day. Yeah, you don't have any ads between midnight and 6 a.m. But
yeah.
Absolutely. Between 6 a.m. and 8. Okay, anyway, sorry, Jess. Go ahead. Do your thing.
I don't remember where I was going with that.
The joviality.
Oh, yeah, it's like, shut up.
Joviality.
And so, like...
The jokes.
I put it, in stupid jokes in English, so I switched the channel to, like, C'est quoi or something, and it's the exact same crap, but in French. And the jokes are just as stupid. And like, somebody, you know, some guest calls in or something, and it's the same, and it's like it's contrived. That's the problem, because you know, many people don't, but I know, and you know that
I,
they're doing this because they've got to do it. They have to be funny, and they're not funny. It's garbage
I'll,
humor.
I'll tell you what's happened. I can tell you what's happened because I've seen the same thing too. I mean, I used to listen to a very funny couple on a radio station. They were charming together. They were beautiful together. They worked off each other. They just bounced back and forth ideas and funny stuff, and they were wonderful. But they both got fired and got replaced with this guy who was not funny at all. Like he was a presence. That was it.
Okay.
And he must have been so much cheaper. And that's the name of the game.
Yeah.
They're trying to cut costs, and from this salary count down to this salary count
Yeah.
makes sense. Even if this guy sucks so much, and you know what it is? It's because of the internet. It's because of podcasts. It's because of I can listen to whatever I want now. I don't have to. I'm not forced into a radio station, so I'm not forced to one of these 6 selections.
Yeah.
I have a million different ideas now, or a million different things I can tune into.
Yeah, we used to have a guy on the radio here called Fred Bird, and he was on the station that became Virgin. And he was an old school radio guy. He was very witty. His stuff was literate and funny, and he finally just up and retired early because he said that that's not what radio is doing anymore. It's all these kids, and it's just there's no smarts anymore. So he just left.
Oh. There's the other tangent, which is shock jocks, which I freaking hated. The radio station in Toronto went shock jocks, and I listened to them, and they're just like, I was like, these guys are just rude and annoying. I mean, really, really rude.
Yeah,
and then absolutely. Really, really annoying. Like how?
Absolutely.
I couldn't stand that.
Well, I just want to make sure we're not ignoring the side chat. Biggery Moose has been eyeing one for a while, adding to the birthday list. That's one of the dual fuel lanterns, I believe he's talking about. David says to Shawnee, you should not run any carbon-based fuel product indoors. You get, you can poison yourself. Okay,
carbon monoxide is.
Yeah, it's not good. Shawnee is blaming us, or maybe me. You're always talking about it, so now I got to look at it. Yeah. Asking about the poll. I guess I should end the poll, eh? I was going to end it at the end, but then I won't be able to talk about it. So I shall now end the poll. So disappointing. Whoa, where'd my poll go? Oh, there it is. Was Kephart spewing judgmental crap when he talked about urban versus woodman's walking? Bit of both won out with 41% of the vote. Yes got 33% of the vote, and no was 25% of the vote. The entire vote was 12 votes, though.
You you need one more option there saying, I don't know who this person is or what they were saying.
Possible.
Sorry,
Ron says, are you hitting Russell's place this year? No, because Russell's got a busy fall.
I wish he was. I would love to have Jess back again.
Next year.
Yeah. I wish he was. Damn it.
Maybe next year we'll move that log splitter you wanted to move when I was there. Bigger Moose says, I picked up a pair of vintage Hippolito kerosene stoves last year. They leak like crazy if you aren't careful, but they're pretty in shiny brass. Oh yeah. But like, can you restore them? Can you get the leaking to stop?
I'll be back.
All right. Country Boy says, there's no talent in radio talent. They might as well be bots. Yeah, I don't like what happened to radio talent at all in like the top 40 radio. I don't even like what's happening on the CBC because I mean they were holdouts, but like now it's still smarter radio than the top 40 stuff, but it's not what it used to be. Some of my favorite personalities have retired. Yeah. I feel that you got to go into podcasts for like smart listening now. David likes his Spotify. He says it's worth the money. Spotify pays me very, very little for plays of my band's work. Apple Music also pays very, very little, though, so I can't really hold it against Spotify. They all suck for the bands. But I know that Spotify has really picked up its game in terms of having a wide selection of things to listen to, music, podcast, stuff like that. Kristen said, I don't even listen to the radio. You hear the same songs over and over, so it probably is bots. Popping in at 11:15 is Bettina with Hey Guys. How's it going, Bettina? Nice to see you. How's it going over there? I gotta go and see Bettina so that I can, hang around a bit with her partner's lever action boomsticks. That's all I'm gonna say about that. David says, I'm looking for vintage Coleman stoves. Hard to find ones in good shape. Yeah, I could see that. I fear the vintage sort of gas stoves and stuff because I'm afraid that a leak will be dangerous. And I don't know enough about them to know what is going to have a leak and what isn't. Or if it's even like a factor. I don't know. Maybe that's not. Maybe there's nothing to worry about there. I just don't know. I really just don't know. But I still fear the vintage stoves. I mean, but Dave is getting vintage lanterns, and I feel the same way about those. So my mother-in-law has a couple of vintage hurricane lanterns that I have not had I've not gotten up the chutzpah to ask for. But I don't know if they're going to leak and catch fire and light the forest on fire and turn into a massive wildfire and kill animals and get me sued. That's a little further than I was going to go with that. But anyways.
That was really very nice color on this one.
Yep. Looking good.
Still the red. But I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what. I'll tell you where radio is going if you want to hear it.
Mm-hmm. We're a couple of malcontents. I'll listen to it.
Radio is going to a place. It's totally going to be a AI one day. You know, where you sit down, you turn on your radio, and the AI is going to say, "Okay, he likes listening to this music. Let's play it for a little bit. Oh, he likes these sort of things. Let's play these ads for him."
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, maybe.
It's kind of like on my phone, like my new phone. I don't know how to get rid of it, but if I accidentally swipe from left to right, I get these articles from Google and based on I don't know what. But they're all very interesting to me. You know, video games that I play or things that I'm interested in. You know, and those will be the news articles in your radio based on your AI.
Yeah. Are you going to be playing Starfield, by the way?
What is Starfield? I don't know.
Have you played Skyrim?
Do not tell me Starfield isn't Skyrim.
Well, it's the same company. Because, right, like they do, the Skyrim and the other Elder Scrolls games, right? Okay, and then they do Fallout and Starfield is their brand new AI, their brand new property. It released like 2 days ago.
Okay, well, I'll have to look it up. Starfield?
I can't run it on my machine.
Starfield.
In the meantime, Bettina says, I'm okay. Was sick last week, but better now. Had a nice birthday dinner with my boys and Eric last night. Sweet. Happy birthday. She says, so you like me for my lever action, do you? Hey, I like a lever action.
Oh, Bettina, David I love you for your lever action.
Yeah, we all like you for your lever action. What's this? David says, check out this YouTube channel for all things Coleman. Old Town Coleman. I'm going to look that up. Oops. I'm going to close all my windows. Crumbs. Good thing I didn't close the StreamYard window. That would have been embarrassing. Old Town Coleman. With a name like that, it's like half... It's like half lanterns, half canoes. Old Town Coleman. All right, I will look that up a little later.
This is definitely not the next Skyrim.
No, but it's the same company.
Yeah, I get it. I'll check it out. But I want the next Skyrim, of course.
Yeah, it'll be coming out relatively soon.
It's only been like 12 years since the
Yeah.
last one. So relatively soon is in the next 10 years.
Well, here's the thing: Bethesda got bought by Microsoft last year, right? So
Did it?
yeah. So
I
there's
didn't
a
know
lot
that.
more money. So Elder Scrolls 6 may be
Okay.
coming faster, I think. Bettina has a vintage Coleman stove and lantern and an old oil hurricane lantern. I just took the lanterns out of the shed at my cottage. The stove and other lanterns are my dad's. That is a nice packet of stuff you got there, Bettina.
Did you see my lantern spinning?
Yeah, spinning lantern. There you go.
Take a
Look at it
screenshot.
spin.
This is me.
Yeah. We should screenshot that and make it the thumbnail for tonight's live stream.
No, that would be you, Jess. Don't do that.
But I can't point. Whoops, in the right direction. God, never mind.
No, you idiot. You had to screenshot me doing it.
Yeah.
Too late. Anyway, it's too late.
I couldn't screenshot fast enough. Yeah. So I like Bettina not only for her lever actions, but also for her cool vintage Coleman stuff. I mean, Bettina's fine too, just by herself. But still,
Sure.
levers and Coleman stuff.
Sure. Yeah, she's fine, I guess.
She's all right.
Mm.
We're a couple of brats, right? Just insulting the subs and the viewers left, right, and center.
Oh God, can I talk about another sponsorship I just got offered?
Sure.
Hi, Raspberry Rock Off-Grid Cabin. Congratulations on starting your own channel.
Oh God.
Which I did like 7 years ago.
Yeah.
You create great content that attacks a huge audience. The viewers are also actively interacting with you, which is truly amazing. Your reach is very much in line with our brand image. We are eager to work with you. We are a new coffee maker brand named focusing on high quality entry level coffee makers. I do make a lot of lifestyle videos and might be interested in espresso machines. Our Home Barista Plus has the following outstanding points: adjustable coffee temperature, plastic free accessories and touchscreen, continuous production of different types of coffee.
I would do that video.
Oh, do you want that? Do you want this?
I
I'll
would
have
do
it
that
sent to you.
video. Well,
Okay.
I don't want us to get in trouble for that. By the way, Bettina does say that we are brats, by the way.
Do you want to know why you're not going to get in trouble? We'll talk about it later, but yeah.
The hell was that? What is that?
New email.
Oh.
Yeah.
Bettina loves coffee. I'll tell you something. I just spent 5 days with no tea in this house, so I've been drinking a lot of coffee, and it ain't the same. I mean, I'm not against coffee. I've already said this more times than I care to count, but like, I don't like the cone, the paper filter. But like stovetop, that thing you screw together. I like that. I like espresso makers. I like cowboy coffee. Like all that stuff is good. And it's the first time I tried coffee, I had smelled it my whole life. My earliest memory for someone who has virtually no memories from before I was like 21, like this one is particularly sharp. I was, God, what, 3, 4, maybe 5 actually. We were still living in Winnipeg, and my dad was up before the sun because he was working in carpentry. And for some reason, I woke up, pitch black house, but I glanced down the hallway, and there was just like this, the light of the doorway to the kitchen spilling across, like there's the door, and the light is spilling across the floor and up the other wall of the hall, and I could smell the coffee. And so when I finally tasted coffee, and it was, it always came from a cone, it didn't taste anything the way it had smelled. And the smell was so good and the taste was so second rate that I was put off of coffee completely and became like totally tea oriented.
Wow.
But like, you have that little mocha pot thing and it tastes the way it smells. It's so much better. You have like an AeroPress, anything that's not just a stupid paper filter, and it's a much superior drink. And if I had discovered coffee that way, I would probably be a coffee monster instead of a tea lover today. So there.
Interesting. That's very interesting.
That's because everything else I say is so damn boring that it's like interesting by comparison. Destiny likes that YouTube channel. Yeah, I'm going to check it out. I love that kind of stuff. Bettina says French press is the best. French press is a pretty damn good way of doing it. And French press, by the way, is also fabulous for loose tea. I have a French press up there that I only use for loose tea. The French press as an item, as a method for creating those hot drinks is awesome. And it makes me feel very French. Cultural. Smart. Like I should be living my life in black and white with a jazz band playing my my theme music.
All right. I just tried to send this thing to you. This stupid coffee thing, espresso.
We got 5 minutes left of the live stream. To those of you who care, shut up. Nobody cares. Never mind. I'll say that next week. Yeah, Pam says you didn't like that Folgers moment you had. That's for damn straight. Also, yeah, when I discovered sort of better coffee rather than the the can of chock full of nuts or whatever, that was a big thing as well. Obviously, like I grind my wife's coffee every morning before making it. I love tea also, black and herbal. I absolutely love cold brew as well. Yeah, I haven't actually gotten into cold brew, but I know some people who do love it. They spend all summer doing the cold brew. Russell, you don't drink a lot of coffee, do you?
Not anymore. I used to drink it like every day, but well, no, I didn't. Only decaf, one decaf a day, and even now, I've started to skip breakfast because I'm on this weight loss thing.
Mm-hmm.
So, only on the weekends when like City Girl's here and we're having like Saturday mornings we do it's a ritual. We do like smoked salmon. So I gotta have coffee with my smoked salmon. I don't know why. It's pretty weird. But like last Tuesday when I was joining you and I had to do all that driving and very little sleep, and I remember I was wired. I was like,
yeah, yeah, because that was my next question. If you don't drink coffee, does it make you bounce off the walls? And I would like to say that I also, when I'm having smoked salmon, I need to have an EpiPen. Hey, Steve G's in the house. How's it going?
9 toes. Hey, 9 toes.
Hey, 9 toes. Up.
No, but
Pam is out.
I'll tell you what. For all the people who regularly drink coffee, try like getting down to decaf coffee. And decaf, like a good decaf coffee is as good as a regular coffee in terms of taste. Even in terms of like if I want to wake myself up in the morning, even the thought of having decaf coffee. Sorry, even the thought of having coffee, even though it's decaf, will still wake me up and still perk me up. Which is weird. It's like, yeah. The smell, the taste just is percolating. But when you need that punch, and then you go for a real coffee, holy crap. As it hits you like a railroad.
Yeah.
Bam. Railroad?
Punchy. Yeah.
Railroad train? Train? It hits you.
Yeah, like a train. Hits you like a train. Like a train. Christy also only drinks decaf. Good to know.
Oh, good night, Pam.
Not Pam.
Pam.
Have a good night, Pam.
Pam.
I gotta clean up this desk. Jesus.
Tell me about it.
Yeah.
I gotta make a new desk.
You're gonna make a new desk?
I got a new board for it.
Mm-hmm.
Just I don't know how to, do legs and drawers and shit.
Building a desk is a big is a big job, I think. Like building drawers, I find that concept daunting. But it's as we said, like once I've built my first drawer, it won't be as daunting. But I've never done it before, so I fear it. Right?
It's see that doesn't work. That doesn't bother me so much. You're right. Once you watch a few YouTube videos on how to build a drawer, then your drawers are all kind of done.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm with my motivation thing. It's kind of like it's just before that. It's like I gotta put pants on. God, I gotta put pants on. I gotta put shoes on.
Gotta find my work boots. Gotta open the drawer and take the tools out.
Yeah. Or find the tools.
Yeah, find the tools, exactly. Put the butcher block on a couple of filing cabinets. That's what I did. I had a desk for a long time that was a contreplaqué, whatever that is. What the hell's contreplaqué? It's the boards, like the big sheets of wood that are like the grain is this way, and then the grain is this way, and then the grain is this plywood.
It sounded way better in French. I'm gonna be honest. Plywood is a really dumb name in English.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's got plies like toilet paper. Anyways, for a long time, I had a desktop that was just a desk that was just a plywood
OSB.
board.
OSB is probably better. Yeah.
I fear that. Well, I don't fear. I feel that. Oh, that doesn't make sense. Never mind. No. OSB would definitely it wouldn't move, right? It would be like straight. I made a router sled out of OSB because I knew that the straight edges were absolutely straight. When I was surfacing my workbench, you go across with the router at a certain depth, and it makes it absolutely flat.
Yep.
Yep. Okay, we're at 11 o'clock, so, oh, snap. Let me try that again. Okay, so we're at 11 o'clock, so
hold on. Let's match this up.
That's like the world's worst Chewbacca contest. All right. Okay.
I've swallowed 15 bugs in my life because of yawning like that.
Yawning huge. So what was I going to say?
Chewbacca. I swallowed Chewbacca.
I got Chewbacca. Oh, shut up, Jesse.
I swallowed Chewbacca. He's deep in my throat.
What?
He sometimes goes, ah!
That actually sounded more like animal.
So
okay, so
try to keep
we're now.
down.
I'm just gonna. I'm gonna shut this down before Russell sings too much about Chewbacca. Yeah, seriously, we're after 11, so we're gonna shut her down until next week. Between now and next week, please, everybody, stay sane, stay healthy, stay safe, and be kind to one another. And if you have any idea of what you might want to hear for a future reading, let me know somewhere, maybe in the Chitty Mate Chatty down below. You gonna pea soup us out?
Don't forget to pea soup.